When did you realize that your best friend never liked you? I was always the awkward, flat-chested friend with thrift store clothes, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. In high school, my best friend Riley had everything I didn't: perfect curves, flawless skin, and the kind of confidence that made everyone orbit around her like she was the sun. So when Riley would let me tag along to parties where guys would literally step over me to get to her, I was happy for her. And when she'd borrow my homework while making jokes about how I lived for this stuff anyway, I felt useful. Not because she was subtle about our differences, she wasn't. And not because she didn't see me as her nerdy sidekick, she absolutely did. But because if one of us had to be invisible, I'd choose me every time. Because even though Riley could be dismissive, I genuinely believed she cared about me. She just needed to be the star more than I needed to shine. There was just one thing that made me nervous. I knew she'd struggle the moment her looks stopped opening doors. My theory was proven right when we graduated because I got into MIT while Riley got rejected from every decent school and had to settle for community college. I was actually surprised when she seemed motivated about her classes. Given how she'd never had to try before, I expected her to drop out immediately. But when I came home for winter break, I realized her version of trying was much different from mine. She was taking basic math while posting TikToks about being a college girl. Meanwhile, I was surviving engineering courses that made grown men cry, work that no one would ever call her perfect for. The more we talked, the more it became clear we were living in different worlds. She'd complain about her hard schedule while I was pulling all-nighters. Eventually, I started getting updates about her life through Instagram instead of our usual calls. By sophomore year, she'd dropped out and was working at Hooters, posting about making bank and living my best life. Her comments were filled with thirsty guys telling her she was too pretty for school anyway. But I knew the truth. She was barely making rent and still living with roommates. I thought we'd grown apart forever until 2 weeks ago. I just landed my dream job at Google with a 6-figure starting salary. Something about finally making it made me nostalgic for our friendship. I reached out to Riley, curious if she'd found her path. We agreed to meet at the mall where we used to spend hours window shopping for clothes I couldn't afford. When I saw her, she looked exactly the same. Still gorgeous, still perfectly put together, but something in her smile seemed forced, like she was performing happiness instead of feeling it. After catching up, she started asking about my job. So you're like coding or whatever? That's cool, I guess. I love it. Finally using my brain for something that matters. Right, well, I'm actually starting my own business, OnlyFans. I'm already making decent money, and honestly, it's empowering. I tried to hide my shock. Oh, that's a choice. Don't be such a prude. At least I'm not some cold robot who thinks she's better than everyone else. The words hit like a slap. Cold robot? Come on, you've probably never even been kissed. Meanwhile, I have men paying hundreds just to talk to me. I was about to walk away, but she grabbed my arm. Hey, don't be mad. I'm sure your little computer job is perfect for someone like you. Someone like me? You know what I mean? You've always been so grateful for whatever scraps you could get. I looked at her, really looked at her. Still beautiful, but there was something desperate in her eyes now. Riley, I said calmly, you built your whole identity on being the hot girl. Now you're just another of account that nobody remembers. I'm building rockets while you're begging strangers for tips? Finally, she froze in her tracks and had nothing to say. I walked away, finally understanding that she'd never been my friend. She'd been my bully, and I'd been too grateful for attention to notice.